Welcome to you all. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. My name is Paul Carvalho. Let me start by the beginning. I'm the executive director of the ISEG MBA, and this is another webinar that we have been organizing for the last from the beginning of this year to present the MBA, the different parts of the MBA, and I will try to make it very straightforward, very clear, and I'm going to present the MBA. So the agenda for this webinar is very simple. So I'm going to present in a brief way the ISEG MBA. I hope that I can explain and to give you all an idea of the program that goes beyond what you can read on the website or just consulting our brochure. And all the topics, all the main features that you can find on the program, and also I'm going to talk about some new things that we are preparing for this new edition. Also, some of our partners. We have a couple of corporate partners that are very important for the program and for what we are trying to do with the program, not just for now, but into the future. And also something about internships that we are organizing, the mentors network that we have that can be really interesting for all our participants, the current ones, but also previous ones, and also something about the scholarships that we are going to present in the next days. So welcome, I welcome you all. So a couple of basic information about the program that you all know. So in this video, in the introduction of this webinar, you could see that, of course, ISEG is for those that are not from Portugal, ISEG is the Faculty of Economics and Management from the University of Lisbon. University of Lisbon is the biggest university in Portugal, with more than 50,000 students and 18 faculties. So ISEG is the Faculty of Economics and Management. In this sense, it's not just the ISEG MBA is not just the MBA of ISEG, it's also the MBA of the University of Lisbon, and we really want to present ourselves and position ourselves this way. It's an executive MBA, so it's basically a program that is suited for people that wants to continue to work. Although for the last years, we have a lot of people that, in particular people that comes from abroad, that choose just to focus on this educational experience and stop working. But of course, it's an executive program. It happens on the Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday from 6:30 to 11 p.m. on the. So it's basically for people that are working and wants to continue to work. It's an 18 months program, and basically it's a program that is designed to fulfill at least the challenges of not only what is happening today, but also some of the most important trends, opportunities, and challenges that you can find into the future. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to use a PowerPoint presentation. It's not a brochure that you can find on the website of the program, but it's very similar. So I'm going to use it just to help me to navigate the presentation of the ISEG MBA. So just give me 1 second. Okay, something about myself. So I'm the executive director of the ISEG MBA from the beginning of 2020. So, and the challenge from the dean of the faculty, Clara Raposo, and also the president of the ISEG Executive Education, Luís Cardoso, the idea was to change the program to make it a little bit more ambitious, and more innovative, more visionary, and for those that knew how it was this ISEG MBA program beyond the last edition that started in 2020, there is very important changes to the program. So I'm not going to, of course, to highlight the differences, but I'm going to just to give you this idea that there was a huge change in the program, and I believe that the program is clearly something innovative, bold. We want to make it an emotional experience, an educational experience of high quality, really global and international and really innovative. And I will try to explain how we designed the program to go towards this direction. So as I was mentioning, I'm a professor of ISEG for 16 years. I'm the executive director from the beginning of the 2020, using this the role to make important change to the program. So I'm a professor in master's programs. I'm the coordinator of post-graduation for 16 years. I work on strategy, innovation, entrepreneurship. I worked for 20 years in a field that is more about foresight and scenarios and building new opportunities, designing new strategies. Also with this idea of the future as a driver for us as organizations, institutions, but also countries and cities to design new strategies and go to have a different kind of a vision and ambition to the future. And now I'm also a coordinator and a professor at several executive programs. So regarding the ISEG MBA, in a nutshell, as you all know, and we at ISEG and ISEG MBA, we are our MBA and the faculty is accredited. So we have the accreditation of the most important international organizations. In the case of the MBA, the AMBA, the Association of MBA. So we need we are somehow obliged to organize any MBA that uses this accreditation with a very specific rules. So on the top of this image, you see what we call core courses or mandatory courses that you will find in any MBA around the world. In particular, MBAs that have this kind of certification or accreditation by international organizations. So you have these functional areas: finance, marketing, strategy, operations, so human resources management, organizational culture, we call it public people and organizations, and also others that, although we can use different kind of titles and names, you will also find in every MBA. So economics for managers, so this is a very specific way to offer economics, the background, to people that wants to have this kind of a career in different areas. Financial accounting, management control systems, and of course, management information systems. We have a preparatory short course on quantitative methods for management in the beginning of the program, because we believe that's useful for all of you that cannot be eventually not so familiar with this kind of more statistics and statistical and quantitative approaches to, although in a very simple way, applied to several areas. So this is what we call core courses. And to be honest, this is an important part of any MBA, and it's an important part of our MBA. You will find here the majority of our professors from the faculty. So we clearly see this program as the most important program that you can find in a faculty of economics and management. And we have our best staff and faculty allocated to these modules of the core courses. Now, the second part that already existed, and it's a very important area and the trademark of the program, is what we call applied learning. So you will have like a couple of business simulations. So Strat for marketing. We have a simulation that is really outstanding, really interesting for our students, which is the Global Management, the Global Management Challenge. Which is the simulation of you will run a company and make a couple of decisions throughout a period of time. And then you have a business plan that is integrated in a very specific model that I will talk briefly later. And in the end of the program, so the final part of the program, you will start what we call a capstone project, which is really hands-on design of a business model for a project, a business idea that you will need to develop until the end of the program. And you will present it to a jury, not only of professors, but also of founders of companies, CEOs and people and investors. So it will be the final stage of the program. But I will focus my attention in this presentation in the other three areas that you can see here on this image. The first one is the leadership and personal development, which is if I could choose two areas in which we have made huge changes, a big investment in the program, it's the leadership of personal development, and also the strategic streams. You will see that immersive experience is really on the top and is something that it's distinctive in the program. And I will talk also a little bit about this. So I will focus my attention on the leadership and personal development, the strategic streams, and I will talk a little bit also about immersive experiences. So starting with this leadership and personal development. As you know, of course, this is one of the most important parts of any MBA. And we clearly made a huge change, a big investment in this part. And we designed this in 3 layers, if we can say this way. So you see in this image that you have what we call leadership journey on the top of this image. And this leadership journey, the entire leadership journey and personal development plan of the MBA was designed and curated by Anne-Rita Almão, which is also a professor of ISEG. She's also a professor at INSEAD. And there is an organization for this entire part of the program that goes and takes the entire program. So goes throughout the entire 18 months of the program. So as you can see in the leadership journey, we'll start by knowing better yourself. It's impossible to lead, to manage, to influence others and also organizations if you don't know yourself better. So it's one of the backbones of the program is starting by knowing better yourself. So what are your emotional drivers? How you respond? And also, how can you also control your own emotions and know a little bit better about yourself in a more mental way? So this is one of the reasons why the mindfulness for business, one of the key modules in this first part of the leadership journey. So emotional drivers and performance and mindfulness for business is the 2 models in this first part of the leadership journey. Then the next step is, how can you create impact in others? How can you lead others? How can you, and this is more the soft skills, the usual soft skills that you can find in many programs. So communication, influence, how can you influence others, persuasion, negotiation, but also the capability to acquire and to develop one of the most important skills that you can have, which is the empathy. You need to create empathy on the others if you want to be a leader for the future, of course. The next step is to how can you manage and how can you lead not only others, but teams. So how can you create a team spirit? How can you move your team, big one, a smaller one, into the future and make things happening? And the fourth part, it's more on the final part of the program, is how can you expand this and be the leader of the entire organization? So how can you expand these to the entire organization or for a part of your organization? So as you can see, the leadership journey is organized in 4 areas, and in each one of these 4 areas, you will have like modules or areas, modules of we call it curricular units with different kind of duration and different kind of activities. The second layer that you can see here is what we call the personal development plan. You will start the program with an onboarding using one of the most important and most detailed and profound and the best individual assessments that you can find from the Katz de Vries Institute is the organization. Well, Katz de Vries is also a professor at INSEAD that the best business schools in the world use. So you will start the program with a leadership assessment and a professional self-essay. So the idea is, how can you also start by knowing a little bit better yourself? And after this assessment, with the very detailed assessment, you will have throughout the program, again, different kind of coaching sessions. Some of these sessions that are going to be made by Rita Almão, it will be a group sessions, other sessions will be individual sessions. Some of these sessions will touch and work around specific areas that are more suited towards your professional development, but others will also go more into your personal development. The basic idea that we want is to give you, in the end of the program, something that you can see yourself or get yourself to have a signature as a leader. What kind of a leader, and also what kind of a vision you can create for yourself, at a professional, but also on a personal level. So this is one of the reasons why this is a very important piece of the entire program that goes throughout the program. Well, as I was mentioning in the beginning, this is an executive MBA, and the majority of the people that goes and join our program usually are working, but although not everybody. So some of you don't want to change your job, so you are not in this program to change your company or to change the company where you are working with. But we can see this program with two main purposes. The first one is to help you to become a leader, a manager for the future, leader for the future, and to become a better professional inside your organization, so you can just grow and become eventually something that you want to be in the future in your own organization. But some others want to change, and you have this kind of a dream to change your career, to change the company where you're working now. So this is one of the reasons why the third layer is the way that we work towards your career in or out of your current company. And this is really important for us. One of the things that we do is we are going to have a different kind of activity. So we are going to invite CEOs. We are going to invite alumni from the program to share with you the experience that they had after the program, after the MBA. We are going to have also people that are going to explain to you what the market is demanding for professionals and leaders. And we are going to put you in contact with recruitment companies, talent management companies, headhunters, at least for you to have your curriculum, your CV, your profile in this company, so that you know what is what kind of demands, what kind of challenges you can find in the market. So this is something really important for us, and this is important for any student, any participant that goes and want to enroll in a program like an MBA. So this is a three-part, although different from each other, the leadership journey, the personal development plan, and all the part that goes to the career development. So the second part, and the second thing that it's clearly something that marks a difference in our program, is the immersive experiences. As you know, we have three experiences in the program. The first one is a partnership with the University of San Francisco, and it's an immersive 1 week in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. It's something that is happening in this program for several years, and we are maintaining these, of course. And this usually happens in the end of the program, usually on March, April of the second year of the program. And so it's a very outstanding experience that you are going to have. And you will see detail, if you can have a more detailed agenda and activities of these from the previous edition if you want, but you will see global companies, you will see investors, you will visit these companies, you will visit accelerators, you will visit the incubators, and you will also be able to apply and to use your case, the business idea that you are developing, and use it as your activity during this week in Silicon Valley and San Francisco. In the beginning of the program, you will start with a boot camp in the Portuguese Air Force Academy, clearly much more towards the creation of a team spirit, and you will be facing a couple of challenges. Some of those will be more mental, but the majority will be also physical. So it will be boot camp on the Air Force Academy. It's something that is really interesting. And in the middle of the program, you will have a Lisbon immersive experience organized by the Startup Lisboa. For those that don't know Startup Lisboa is probably one of the most important stakeholders and actors in the Lisbon entrepreneurial ecosystem. Well, from 2011 until the end of 2018, I was the General Director for Economy and Innovation in Lisbon City Council, and I was able to develop everything that Lisbon was able to make in last decade regarding attraction of companies, of talent, of investment, the building of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And it was clearly one of my ambitions to bring to the program the capability for each one of you to have an immersive experience into one of the most attractive, dynamic, fast-growing entrepreneurial ecosystem in Europe, which is happening in Lisbon. So Startup Lisboa, that is managing one of the most important, biggest projects on about entrepreneurship and creative industries in Europe. It's called Hub Criativo Beato. So you will have the opportunity not only to visit Startup Lisboa and Hub Criativo Beato, but also the most important global companies, these unicorns that are just popping up in Lisbon, incubators and accelerators and investors, and meet with founders of companies here in Lisbon. So it will be an incredible experience. The cohort that started the program on September last year, they are going to start this immersive experience on September this year. So I believe this will be something of an add-on, really important and real distinctive feature of this program. Now, we were able to make something that I believe it's one of the distinctive and innovative feature of the program, which was how can we integrate and encapsulate in an MBA something that nowadays it's mandatory, it's really important for any leader, any manager that wants to face the future. So things like how can we face these global forces, megatrends, how can we build scenarios, how can we make decisions in this really unpredictable and fast-changing world? How can we bring this innovation, entrepreneurship, design thinking, strategic design, this agile and the need to become really agile, not only on an operational, but also on a strategic way? How can you bring the technology disruption and digital transformation into an MBA program? And also this sustainability, ethics and governance, how can we bring these new trends? So this was a challenge. How can we put these into an MBA program? So we came up with these, what we call 5 strategic streams. So when you see the strategic streams into the program, we have 5 strategic streams. This was the way that we were able to put these kind of new trends and new challenges, opportunities into an MBA program. So as you can see, we have 5 streams, global futures, and in each one of these streams, we have global or stream partners. So we have global futures, we have entrepreneurship and innovation, we have what we call digital disruption, we have a stream on design and agility, and we have a stream on sustainability and governance and ethics. So what we call global futures, it's about how can we face the change that is happening nowadays? How can we identify these megatrends, these global uncertainties, or more specifically uncertainties that your company, your industry is facing? So we came up with these 2 partners, the World Economic Forum that you all know, and the World Economic Forum is one of our global partners, offers not only some master classes and the capability to bring some of the most important trends into your fingertips using, you have an access to the forum strategic intelligence platform, a premium access that you are going to use throughout the entire program. But also we have a partnership with the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. It's one of the most important organizations working in this field of strategic foresight, scenario planning,
trends and the link of these with strategy and innovation. The Copenhagen Institute of Future Studies is offering a module on megatrend scenarios and strategy. And one of the important things is that you will have a certification from the Copenhagen Institute that they offer usually to the people that makes this kind of executive programs that they have. So you will have like a certificate from the Copenhagen Institute when you make this module on the ISEG MBA. So this is the first stream. The second stream, it's about entrepreneurship and innovation. And I have already mentioned these two immersive experiences, one in Silicon Valley with the partnership with the University of San Francisco, and also the immersive experience in our Lisbon entrepreneurial ecosystem with Startup Lisboa. But Startup Lisboa offers also a 20 hours model on entrepreneurship. So you will learn the basics of the language, the mindset, the concepts and the tools of entrepreneurship, the business models, Canvas, the lean startup approach in a very practical way, and also talking and having this kind of interactions with some of the most important stakeholders and actors that you can find in this field in Lisbon. So this is the entrepreneurship and innovation stream. The third stream is about the technology disruption and digital transformation. And here we have probably one of the most important partnerships that we have in this program. Well, for those of you that are from Portugal, you know this partner is Técnico, the Instituto Superior Técnico is the biggest and most important faculty of engineering in Portugal. And what Técnico is bringing to the program is a 20 hours model on data science. It's not that you are going to be a data scientist, but it's the critical importance nowadays that if you want to be a manager, if you want to be a leader, if you want to change something in your company, organization, or institution, you need what is data science, because today AI is the backbone of any strategy, of any organization, of any business model. So you will have the capability to have a 20 hours mastering data science model on the program. But also the Técnico is offering also is making also what we call master classes on robotics and automation, augmented reality and virtual reality, and also on IoT and 5G and blockchain. So these master classes will happen throughout the program, and we want also to open these master classes for alumni of previous editions that didn't have the opportunity to have this kind of content in the MBA editions. So this is the stream number 3. The fourth stream is about design thinking and strategic agility. We have two partners in this stream. We have a company, a studio company that is really, at least for me, the best company and the best two people that I know that are working on design thinking and strategic design, Rui Quinta and Tiago Nunes, and they are going to offer you a model on design thinking, 20 hours model on design thinking, strategic design. The second partner is the Volkswagen Software Development Center that are based in Lisbon. For those that don't know, so Volkswagen opened 3 to 4 years ago a digital lab in which they have the software development center, and they are designing new applications, new services, new experiences for the Volkswagen Global Group on the digital area, and they are based in Lisbon. And what you are going to have access is to a model in the software development center of Volkswagen, and with the Stefan. The director of the Volkswagen Software Development Center, which will be an amazing experience in bringing together the digital, agile, so the way that you can work with the agile, and Stefan is going to show you how they are doing in the real space, and with their team here in Lisbon with the Volkswagen Software Development Center. Stefan Gotthard. The final stream, the fifth stream, is about sustainability, governance, and ethics. So ISEG is betting, is clearly wanting to be at the forefront of sustainability. So everything that deals with climate change, sustainability in green finance. And Sofia Sanchez, the person that is making the curation of all this stream, with the 20 hours model on everything that goes from Paris Agreement, the SDGs, new business models working towards this new sustainability shift, and also sustainable and green finance. So you have like all these in a 20 hours model, and a couple of master classes on other areas from guest speakers and keynote speakers. So 5 streams that brings one of the key distinctive features to the program. This is not to give you the calendar, the rigorous and detailed calendar of the program, but it's just for you to have a sense of how the program is going to be organized throughout the 18 months. So you can see that we try to combine immersive experience, the applied learning, the strategic streams, the core courses that usually are more demanding regarding the work and the study that at least some of them will demand from you. So the leadership journeys, the personal development plan, the career development plan. So what we try to do is a balance. So we try to balance everything so that you have not too much work or too much studies. So we try to balance this throughout the program during these 18 months. We have already a date for the beginning of the program. So the program will start on the 27th of September of this year. And also just to give you a couple of, as you can see, we have the program is from the faculty from ISEG, but we believe that one of the key assets and one of the most important distinctive features of the program is the way that we bring together different kind of partners to make these a really outstanding experience. And finally, I also want to mention that we have a couple of corporate partners, and we have also some MBA scholarships that we are going to announce in this week. So I want you to be aware and to pay attention to some of the communications and information that we are going to bring to you about the scholarships. So regarding corporate partners and other partners, for those that are from ISEG or from Técnico Lisboa or even from the University of Lisbon, you know that we have special conditions for you. And also, we have a couple of companies that are what we call corporate partners, and also these companies. So we have it's a number of companies for which we offer also special conditions for collaborators, people that work in these companies. So I really want to each one of you to if for those that work in specific companies to ask for more information to know if you are also part of these corporate partners and you have access to this kind of special conditions. The scholarships, these ISEG MBA scholarships, we are going to have 2 areas for scholarships: sustainability and resilience, another one on digital transformation and technology disruption. Pay attention to all the information that we are going to make available in the next days, and to know exactly how can you apply for one of these scholarships in the next weeks. And finally, we have what we call Future Coalition, and 2 things that I want to share with you. So we have a very interesting and high quality network of mentors. For each one of our participants, students, we want you to have a mentor that is going to be with you throughout the program. It can be a founder, it can be a CEO, it can be a strategic partner for a company. Depends on the alignment that you and your particular profile can have with all our mentors network. The second thing is we are going to have a different kind of keynotes and masterclass throughout the program that are going to be not only for you as participants, but we want to open to our alumni network. And also for those of you that want to embrace and want to embark in a internship or in a professional project during this period that you are attending the MBA, we have several companies that are opening the doors for this kind of professional experiences. And this is something that we also are going to offer to in particular for people that decides not to study, not to work during this 18 months period. Finally, we have a different kind of cases, business cases, insights and strategic briefings for a network of companies that are corporate partners and some others are not corporate partners. Okay, so I'm going to close my screen. We have a couple of questions already in this on the Q&A and some others also that I have already received. So Ruben, you have a question which is, do we need to decide or choose for one specific strategic stream, or do we get all in parallel? So we don't have an optional module. So the entire program that I've just presented to you is you will make all these, okay? So you will not choose a specific stream. You are going to attend all the streams. So the streams are part of the entire program, okay? So this was the first question. So we don't have optional units, okay? It's everything integrated in the program. The second question is about until when can we apply to the program? So we don't have a date, a limit date for a deadline for the applications. We have until the 15th of September to accept applications, although we want to close the cohort as soon as possible. But the answer is you can apply until the 15th of September. And there is another one, which is about the scholarships. Can we apply to the scholarships when? So as I was mentioning to you, I want you to be aware and to pay attention to the deadlines and information that we are going to put on the website and also on our social networks, on LinkedIn in particular, so that you can be aware of the conditions of these scholarships. Okay, so this is something really important also. And I have another question. Will all classes be presential? This is a question from Rita. Yes, the program is presential, but as you should be aware, we went through this pandemic period, and during this last almost 2 years, and we were able to manage this situation. So the class will be presential. If there is a need, I don't think we are going to go through that kind of stage again, but if there is a need, we have all the technology in our classrooms, in all the faculty, to go to a hybrid or online remote classes. So if there is a need for eventually for some of you to not be able to attend, we have all the technology prepared to make online or remote classes or even hybrid classes. But the program is designed and is presential. Okay. I'm not sure if you have any more questions. So the date is, so one more note about the date. We are going to start the program on the 27th of September. So for some of you that are already, that we have already made the application and you are already into the cohort, but some of you that are, a lot of you that are in this webinar that are in the process of the application or are deciding now to make the application, you will start the program on the 27th of September. Okay. I don't think we have more questions. Oh, there is another one, I believe. So, okay, on the website, it's 30% of participants in this ISEG MBA create and launch startups. Or yes, on average, in which phase is the startup in by the time the MBA participants? Well, Ruben, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I did understood the question, but in which phase is the startup in by the time they? Okay, so I think that I know what you are mentioning. So. The entrepreneurial stream of the program is designed in a way that you are going to be organized in groups, and you will start by choosing a business idea in the early stage of the program. So for those that are going to start the program in September, probably in March next year, you are already working on a business idea as a group. Then you will have a business plan model, which is like an accelerator of that initial idea. After that, you are more aware of the idea that you want to develop during the program. And then you will go also through different stages. You will have an immersive experience in Lisbon, in which you will talk with founders, with CEOs, with investors, and you can add more work on the top of that initial work that you have started doing in March. And then you will start more or less in September. You will start the Capstone project that it will be like a 6 months mentoring process with me and Francisco Banha, which is one of the most important founders and mentors of startups that we have in Portugal. And you will have like a 6 months mentoring sessions with us so that you can develop your project until March, April of the next year, so that you can also go to San Francisco and Silicon Valley and present and make your pitch in Silicon Valley, and also make the final pitch in March or April of in the end of the program. And so the idea is you will need the basic principle. The basic purpose is for you to understand and learn how to create a new company, a startup. In some cases, for example, in the last edition, 2 of the groups were able to create a project and launch a real project. So some of the people that are in this last edition, they are starting a new venture, and this is why it's difficult to answer the question by saying if you are going to have a project, a real project, and you are going to launch a project in the end of the program, or if you want, if you are just learning how to create a new project, a new venture, and design a new business model. I think that we will have 2 kind of people evolving and developing 2 things. Some of you will be much more entrepreneurial, will have a much more developed mindset to be a much more entrepreneurial mindset. You will learn the basic language, the concepts, the tools to be more entrepreneurial in your own organization, or in the future if you want to launch a company. And some others, eventually, from the past experience, some of you will want to create and launch a new project by yourselves, but it's impossible to know in advance. And even if you want to create a new company, it will be in a very early stage, of course, because you will just start the project, the idea during the MBA. So it serves the purpose of these 2 audiences. People that want to just to know more how to be a much more entrepreneurial mindset person, and to learn the basics of to create a new company. What is the business model canvas? How can we learn how to make an MVP? Or how can we prototype? How can we know more about the investment part of launching new projects and new ideas in new products or services? And you can also learn and get very useful, to get this kind of useful information inside your organization. But some others of you will want to create and launch new companies. So I'm not sure if I answered this question, but it's difficult to understand eventually what was the main purposes. But I believe I was able to touch some of these points so that you understand what we are going to make and explore throughout the program. So I'm going to close this webinar. For all of you, you need to know, and it's very important that you have this open communication channel with us, with me, with Natasha Nazarali, which is the program manager. You have all the contacts on the website, on social media, on the social network. So feel free to contact us if you have any questions. And I really want to see you in the future in the program. I wish you all the best, and you know that we have about 2 months to close this cohort, and I really believe that we have one of the most outstanding programs, MBAs, not only in Portugal but in Europe. And if you want anything, if you want to know more, just contact us. And I wish you all the best, and see you in September in Lisbon, in this amazing city, sunny Lisbon. Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and feel free to contact us. Okay, bye bye.